Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm going to share wonderful hacks using Dollar Tree items. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. So let's start with the first project. The first thing, I'm going to be using this hula hoop. I know Dollar Tree, they're carrying different size. I grabbed the small one, so I removed the tape and I love it so much, the color that I had under. But I'm pretty sure if you remove the tape, if it's a different color, you guys can always use a spray paint to paint it. Also, I'm gonna grab a piece of cardboard. I just cut mine in circle shape, and I'm gonna grab a few pieces of these bamboo skewers or wooden dowels, and I grab it from Dollar Tree. So I kind of measure mine and I just cut it with my saw. And once I cut them, I'm just gonna grab a piece of sandpaper and I'm gonna smooth a little bit the edges. And once I'm done, I'm gonna grab this Waverly anti-wax to paint it, and I grab this paint from Walmart. And also I'm gonna grab a piece of this bud sponge. I love to use them because you can use just a little bit of the paint and goes really long, to paint all the pieces. Also, I'm gonna grab this beautiful placemat that I got from Dollar Tree, and I love so much the design. So I'm just gonna grab my piece of cardboard and I'm gonna place it on the other side, and I'm just gonna grab my pen to trace it. And with my scissors, I'm just gonna cut it around. And once I cut it, I'm gonna use hot glue to glue it, but you guys can use it 6000 for permanent hold. I think it's way better. And also you guys can use the Gorilla hot glue. I think that one they work just perfect also too. But I just had mine, with just normal hot glue, and it holds just amazing. I still have this beautiful piece of decor in my house. So once I just glue all that placemat, I'm gonna be grabbing this white jute twine that I grabbed from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna grab a few pieces and I'm gonna start creating like a braid. And to be a little bit thick, I grab 3 pieces on each side, and I just grab a piece of painter's tape so it can hold it. And I'm just gonna start doing my braid. And I didn't measure anything. I just kind of went like eyeball and see like how long did I need my braid to be. And once I was done, I just tie it really well from the top and also from the bottom. And once I'm done, I'm just gonna place it around of the placemat so it can has a finished look, and also it can has a little bit more of the detail. And I just use a little bit of the hot glue to glue it. If you guys want to, you can use a combination with E6000 for permanent hold. And once I glue all my braid around with the remaining piece, I just use my scissors to cut it, and that's the only thing that we did. And once we're done, I'm just gonna grab all the pieces of the bamboo skewers and I'm just gonna place it on the back. I kinda eyeball it where I want all the pieces to be, but if you wanna be like really perfection, of this step, you guys can use your ruler and measure, the space between each bamboo skewer, and I just use hot glue to glue it. But I think it's way better, like now that I'm thinking, it'll be great to use like a combination of E6000 and hot glue. And once I glue all the pieces, it holds amazing. I really love it so much. But I decide that I want to do an extra step so I can reinforce it way better the pieces, I grab a piece of this jute twine and I just gonna grab it and place it kind of like in the middle, but I want to reinforce it, so the pieces of the wooden dowel so they don't move, so that's the reason why. And also to give more detail around the hula hoop, and it turned out amazing. But if you guys want to skip this step, you guys can totally do that. So I just use a little bit of the hot glue to glue it, and I just went over and the remain of the wooden doll, I put more extra hot glue, And from the back, I just grab another piece of cardboard so it can has a finished look. But I didn't like it that you guys can see like in the middle, it's like you can see the design. So I went over and fixed it. And I just grabbed up extra piece of the jute twine to place it on the top so we can hang it. And that's the only thing I did for this project. It turned out so beautiful and it was super budget friendly to make. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm gonna grab this beautiful floral foam wreath that I got from Dollar Tree. And here's the measurement if you guys need it. So I'm gonna grab this baby blanket. It's so beautiful and I love the design that it had. So I'm just gonna use a small piece to cover all the wreath. And I just gonna be using my scissors to cut it a small piece. For me, it was more easy to do it this way, but you always have your tricks to do and to cover it. So I'm just gonna grab a small piece and I went in the middle and kind of like make a hole so it was more easy for me just to fold it. And also to glue it, I just used hot glue and I just went over and make sure all the pieces that it hold really well. If you guys want to kind of like make a different project with this baby blanket, you guys can make it different projects because I still have a big piece left. So it was wonderful, like to grab that blanket. And also, once I cover, you guys can see that I just went kind of like wrap it around because it was like a big piece left. So it was more easy for me to cover it. And just with the other pieces, like I mentioned, I just went over and used a little bit of the hot glue or I just used my scissors. It was so wonderful, to fold it this way. I'm gonna be using this nautical rope that I got from Dollar Tree and I'm just gonna start wrap it around a few pieces so it can kind of like cover like the seams of the baby blanket because I didn't like it very well. So I just glue it with my hot glue and I just wrap it a few times. I went over and kind of make my nautical rope to go straight because it was like kind of sideways. I hope it makes sense, but you guys can see what I did in this step. So once I was done, you guys can see that I put two on each side. I'm gonna grab this jute twine on color white that I got from Dollar Tree. I think I got it from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna wrap in the middle so it can have a little bit or more detail. But I'm thinking right now, I think it was way better also, to use the nautical rope that they have, like on color white. You can use that one too, because I think it gives more detail and I think it's a little bit faster, but I just use what I had on hand. And also I just use a little bit of the hot glue to glue it in with the remaining piece. I just use my scissors and that's the only thing that I did. And I repeat the same step with the other three parts. And I grab another piece of that nautical rope so we can make the hanger. So you guys can see how I did it. I just kind of like folded and use a little bit of the hot glue to reinforce it, and it turned out really beautiful, the hanger. I really love it so much how the hanger turned out, and you guys can see it really clear, how I did it. The next thing, I'm gonna grab this beautiful wood anchor that I got from Walmart. It was like less than $1. And to paint it, I'm gonna be using this Waverly anti-wax, and I just grabbed a brush to paint it. And once I paint it, I just let it dry completely. The next thing, I'm gonna grab these little shells that I got from Dollar Tree. They come a few in this tiny bottle, so I'm just gonna grab a few and I'm just gonna place it on the top, and I just use a little bit of the hot glue to glue it. But like I mentioned, if you guys want a permanent hold, you guys can use a combination of X6000 and hot glue. And to hang the beautiful anchor, I just grab a piece of the jute twine, cut a small piece, and I just wrap it around a few times. And I'm just gonna place it with the other piece on the top so we can hang it. I was thinking, like to glue it, but I didn't have like kind of a space to glue it. But if you guys want to, you guys can use a little bit of the hot glue to glue it also. And that's the only thing that we did. It turned out super adorable. I love it. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about our last project? So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.